Let's get to 1,000 likes before the attorney comes in. 1,000 likes. Come on, like it up.
We're on, Frankie.
Got about 112.
All right. Light it up. Stuff here. Weighing me down.
How many likes are we at?
Let's see here. 798.
Nice, okay.
834. Keep liking. There we go. Getting those likes up before we even start. What's up, guys? How we doing? Questions coming in. I'm going to start answering these. All right. Hey, Cindy, Nail Studio. I'll answer your question first since you've sent it a few times here. I have DACA. Do you recommend to apply for AP with a dismissed misdemeanor before having DACA? Yeah, so that's a good question. So, obviously advanced parole is a good option for, well, first of all, it's an option to travel, right? So if you need to travel for a certain reason, obviously advanced parole through DACA would be your way to go, international travel. It's always good to clear up any kind of entries into the United States. So if you don't have a legal entry into the United States, advanced parole is a good way to do it. It sounds like you're eligible to do that. Obviously, you need a reason you're doing it. Advanced parole is not just something you say you want to travel. You have to have a reason for doing that. They are getting a little harder to get approved, but if you do get approved, there's, not risks or anything with it. As long as you're traveling for the purposes you're saying and going to where you're supposed to, good to go. Okay? And that can also help you, obviously, when you return and you have a legal entry. If you then have a immediate visa relative like a U.S. citizen spouse or something, that can help you adjust your status here and avoid consular processing, which is obviously a pretty big benefit. If you guys are just jumping on here, we always appreciate the likes. We like to get those likes up there. We used to have a soft goal of, 10,000, but now I feel like our soft goal should be 15 or even 20,000. We seem to get over that hump quite a bit. If you guys are joining us and you have not followed us, follow us. We appreciate that too. I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in this time that we have. I was live yesterday. I'm live today. That is 2 days in a row. That's pretty cool. I don't generally get on as much as I should, but here I am making this effort to connect with you guys. Thanks for joining us. Let me know where you guys are from. I will answer the questions as they come through. Veronica Dominguez, thank you for following. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go. Okay, Ruby, me and my husband got married a month ago, but he has a year here. Would that mean he has to go to Juarez? So it depends on a couple of different things. Thanks for the follows, Bobby, Cosiris, Matthew. Thank you so much for following. It depends, okay? So A, are you a U.S. citizen? So, and B, how did he come into the United States? So he's been here a year. Did he enter without a visa? And he's been here without a visa? If so, he's most likely going to have to do consular processing. And if he's from Mexico, that is going to be in Juarez. Okay. If he came with a visa and you're a U.S. citizen, then he can probably do an adjustment of status here in the United States. All right. He probably needs a waiver, though. If he came in without a visa, been here a year, he's probably also going to need a waiver. Need to check into that. Jeffrey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Thanks for the likes, guys. We're already over 3,000. That's always good to see. Evelyn, sorry. Can someone be bond from immigration status? I'm not sure of the exact meaning of your question, but yeah, if you're in an immigration detention facility, you can bond out, absolutely. And there are bond hearings, there's motion for bonds, there's all kind of things. Jacqueline Laura, you recently won your asylum court. Bam, there you go, that's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, that's a big win. You have asylee status. Hold on to that. You can obviously, if you don't have a work permit, you can apply for it. And after 1 year from today, or the day that you actually got granted, you can apply for your permanent residency. Congratulations to you, okay? All right. Hustle Auto Detail, awesome. I have 2 years with a green card. When can I apply for my 10 years? So yeah, you would probably be applying for that now. If you have a conditional residency, now's the time to probably file that I-751, 2 years, okay? And remove those conditions and become the permanent resident, get that 10-year residency. And depending on how you got your residency, after 3 years or 5, depending, you can file for naturalization and become a citizen if that interests you, which it should. Getting out of the immigration system, I think, is a very good thing. No longer subject to the immigration laws of the country. You don't need immigration lawyers. You're not worried about, ICE or anything like that anymore. Take that last step when you can, okay? Thanks for the likes. Appreciate it. See some follows on there. Hey, if you guys need a consultation, here's where I'll give a little plug for us. ATT Law is the name of our firm. You can go to our website, attlaw.com. ATTlaw.com, you can find us on all these social media outlets, obviously, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, we're all over the place. Give us follows, but if you need a consultation, go to attlaw.com or call our number that's in our bio there. I'll read it right here. There we go, 833-733-7878. And there you go. We will be happy to do a consultation. They are free. There's a question right there. Free consultations. We just meet with you guys. I will say, if you're going to do a consultation, have your paperwork there, whether it's immigration court or you filed previous petitions or anything, have it there so we can have a consultation and we can get your answers for you right there. Mickey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Nat RS, thank you for the follow too. Myra, there's a follow. There we go. Green Gashelli, thank you for the follow. Always good to see some new followers on here. Love to see that. Love to see that coming through. All right. See Valerie, thank you for the follow. All right. Lupita, I'm from Mexico. My husband from Guatemala. Can I travel there so our kids meet my in-laws? DACA. Okay, so if you have DACA, then yeah, you would need to apply for advanced parole before you travel internationally, obviously. So as long as you apply for it and you give them those reasons as to what you're doing, and you get granted, you can safely travel there. Okay, got to do advanced parole first, though. Just having DACA alone is not a permission to travel internationally. That's just kind of a deferred action, kind of safety here in the United States, the ability to work and those things, which is great, but it doesn't give you that ability to travel like a resident or a citizen. Okay, you've got to apply for that travel permission known as advanced parole. But go get it. Early Lozano, attorney, is it safe to travel internationally while I'm going through a DWI process? Do you have status in the United States? What's your status in the U.S.? If you have status in the U.S., then yes, then you can travel. If you're just going through a process of a DUI, provided you're within the terms of whatever your criminal court has set for you. Sure, you're a resident, yeah, you'd be okay, as long as you're still within the terms of whatever. If you have any restrictions from criminal court, any bond you have, obviously you'd need to talk to your criminal attorney about that. But immigration-wise, you'd be okay. All right. Myra, is it possible to fix my mom's papers? I'm 28. So Depends, okay? So let's say you're a 28-year-old U.S. citizen, all right? You need two things, and this is something that I tell everybody out there, and I see a lot of people in consultations because there's a lot of misinformation on these things because this situation comes up a lot, okay? Your parents, or anybody in immigration, you need two things to get to residency. One, you need a petitioner available to you, okay? Spouse with status, child over the age of U.S. citizen, child 21 years or older with status, something like that. So, got to have the petitioner. And two, we got to ask, what is the immigration history of the immigrant that's trying to get the residency, right? So in your mom's case, obviously has a 28-year-old, so over the age of 21, U.S. citizen child. Good. Two, what's the immigration history? If she came with a visa, we have a winner. All right? You can file your mom can file an adjustment of status. You can petition for her, be her sponsor. Absolutely, within 12 months from within the United States, she could become a resident. Now, that's not the typical scenario. Typically, what happens is, when I'm talking to people, is that their parents came into the country many years ago without a visa. They entered without inspection at all. And they've been here ever since, okay? Now, the problem there is that they are not eligible for the adjustment of status in the United States. And they technically have a 10-year immigration bar. Now, you've heard of waivers, you've heard of a perdón, something like that. Those do exist, but you have to have a qualifying relative for that waiver, okay? And what a U.S. citizen child 21 years older is not is a qualifying relative. So they cannot, mom cannot file that waiver through you. They can file that first petition, but they can't file that waiver through you. The only qualifying relatives for a waiver is a spouse with status. So if your mom is married to a resident or a citizen, or if your mom has a parent, her parents or your grandparents have status. That's it. Those are the qualifying relatives. And if those don't exist, unfortunately, your mom would not be able to seek residency without going outside the country and spending 10 years outside the country, which I understand is unrealistic because, their life is here. But that's the way immigration is. And that stops a lot of people from being able to help their parents, unfortunately. I've put videos out there. There's so much misinformation. They think there's people out there that just say, hey, you're 21 years old. Go help your parents now. Come see us. Come see us. That's not the way it works, unfortunately. I wish it was. There's been a lot of immigration advocates trying to change those rules and make things being able to help their parents a little bit easier. Nothing's been done on it. Okay, that's the way it is now. Obviously, if there was ever an update on that, I'd be one of the first ones out here putting it in front of you. I keep it real here, keep it honest with you guys. I don't sit here and try to, jump here and tell you falsehoods or anything like that to get you excited about things that don't exist. We work within the terms of the law. That's what a good lawyer does. That's what I do. All right. All right, long-winded answer, but I hope that answered your question. The reason why I gave a long-winded answer because I think there might be a lot of people in your position that have that same scenario and they might be wondering about it, okay? Jess Chavez, can something be done with an expedited removal? It depends. There's not really ways to dispose of an expedited removal. Now, whether or not you can file an immigration application kind of depends on a lot of things, when it happened, what type of petition you plan to file. It's going to severely limit what you can do, though, I'll tell you. It will make it difficult. And it might not be anything you can do. But maybe, obviously you always want to seek a consultation from whether it's us or just an experienced immigration attorney, okay? Pablo, clarify your question. What do you mean by IAD judge? I'm not sure what you mean by that. All right. Sarah Gomez, my DACA just expired, but my husband wants to petition for me. Should I renew DACA or wait? No, you should renew it. Absolutely. Definitely renew it. Okay? If it just expired and you just had it expire, you're still within the time frame where you can renew it. You cannot enter new DACA applications. If you let it go for a certain period of time, let's say it is expired for like a year, they'll consider your application now as a new DACA application and they won't accept it. And then you'll be without DACA, you'll be without anything. So I say in these cases, do both, okay? Renew your DACA and keep it current while you're going through a residence. Thank you, appreciate it. Keep it current while you're going through a residency process, all right? Because while you're waiting for residency, which we know can take a long time, at least you have a deferred action. You have that safety. You have a work permit. So you have that bird in hand. You obviously want the bigger prize, which is going to be residency through your husband, and that's great, and you should do that. but keep your DACA current while you do it. G Luna, thank you for the follow. Thanks for all the likes. I think, what are we at? 7.3K, that's good. Let's get those up there. Let's boost it up. I think we get some roses here. There we go, guys. Appreciate it. Show the love on a Tuesday. There we go. We need to get 20K likes, right, Frankie?
Yep.
Let's do it. All right. Lupe Mara. Can my husband apply for a green card if he has a 10-year bar? You know, if he's eligible for a waiver, he can possibly get the 10-year bar. If he's eligible for an unlawful presence waiver, then possibly so, yeah. But, you know, every case is different. His immigration history is going to be different than the next person. Seek out, obviously, experienced counsel to help you. There we go. There go the likes. Like to see that. That is always good. All right. Keep it rocking and rolling in here. Can you still keep DACA if you are not working? Yeah, I mean, there's not a requirement that you're actively employed or working to have DACA. That's not one of the requirements. So, for sure, and you should, because there's more benefits to DACA than just a work permit. You know, the original idea is that this is a deferred action. And what is a deferred action? Basically, that means absent you getting arrested for a criminal act, that you're kind of protected from going into deportation proceedings, right? They're not just going to pick you up off the street or come to your house and put you there. You have this status. And so, yes, you can get a work permit, which in Texas would allow you to get a driver's license. I mean, everything's a little bit different. But in Texas would allow you to get a driver's license. Other states are very similar to that too. But you don't have to be working to have DACA. So if you have DACA, renew it. You know, don't let it expire. And if it is expired, you can still renew it up to a certain point, but not if you let it go forever. All right? Can I file my advanced parole on my own? Of course you can. You can file anything in immigration on your own. If you feel competent to do it and you have the evidence to support your application, just be careful what you're filing out there. Always, you know, do your research, make sure you're doing well. But yeah, of course, it's just like any other field of law. You can absolutely represent yourself in anything. Just a matter of do you want to do the research and background? Do you want to give your chance? Those things are different. Invitations to join. I haven't figured that out quite yet. Not sure how that would work. Just going to handle this solo today, but we might take up that a little while later. Where is USCIS in regards to a U visa? So U visas take. You know, they take 5 to 7 years to get an approval on those things. The way that works is they grant 10,000 of them in the U.S. per year. After they grant 10,000 one year, they'll just stop until the next year and they'll go to the next 10,000. So we're seeing the backlog be about between 5 and 7 years. So it takes a while. People who have been through that process will tell you how long it takes. You know. Thanks for the likes. Appreciate it. We're over 11K now. That's good. We're more than halfway to our goal. The goal of 20K. I think we hit that. We hit that most of the time. Look at the roses. Thank you, Dania. Appreciate that. Very nice. Thanks for sending the roses. Not sure what they mean, but it's very nice. Thank you. Hey, look at that. North Carolina in the house, Marcy. Good to see you. Yeah, the U visa. So there's how long does the U visa take to get approved? Did I say it right? Awesome. Said the name right. I thought so. Look at that. I can pronounce names. Got it. Hey, U visas take about 5 to 7 years. Okay, that's just you know what we're seeing. The current wait time is about 5 to 7 years. Gifts. Oh, I always think it's nice to see gifts on here. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Hello from Texas. That's where I am. I'm in Texas. Our offices are located in Texas. I've seen a couple of questions here on whether we take cases outside of Texas. Yes, we absolutely do. We have cases all over the United States. You know, we got an amazing team here. So, you know, it's not just me. You guys see me a lot on here, but it's not just me. We have a whole team that is behind what we do, and they're great. It's an amazing team, and we're able to help people all over the U.S. It's a federal law, so we're licensed to practice federal law, so we can go through all of them. All right? Thank you so much. God bless you too. Appreciate it. Speaking of God bless, I feel renewed always after the Easter holiday. go to church, I feel good about things, I feel renewed. Anyways, part of my faith there, but I feel good about it. Thanks for the likes. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. What are we doing now? What was it? 12.7 thousand likes. That's awesome. That's great. All right. Let's keep going. Thanks for the follows. Appreciate it. All right. How long does it take filing a petition for my unmarried daughter? Yeah, so a lot of it depends on the country of origin, obviously. You know, they designate certain countries where they're given. Look at the roses still coming in. I think it's my favorite new follower. Did you follow us today? Might be my favorite new follower. Thanks. But a lot of it depends on the country of origin. You can always look up how long these things are going to take by going to the Visa Bulletin. So you can go to the Visa Bulletin. You can just literally Google that Visa Bulletin. They come out with a new one every single month. So, you know, there'll be one for April. As we get to the middle of April, they'll probably release the one for May. And then you can look as to what your relationship is, what country of origin, and see. But I'll tell you, if your daughter's an adult, it is going to be a long time. Let's say it's a one from Mexico. You're talking, 10 plus years for something to reach maturity on those things. All right. There we go. Cool. I'm deaf, no green card. Not sure what that doesn't really have anything to, that doesn't have anything to do with it, thankfully. So you can definitely get a green card even being hearing impaired, right? What's the timeline for VAWA? Okay, so VAWA, as we know, Violence Against Women's Act. That's where it's someone suffering abuse from a spouse that has status, so a resident or a citizen spouse that they're suffering abuse from. You obviously have to be married or within 2 years of a divorce. So if you have filed VAWA, I would say probably around 12 months is a good estimate for processing time on that. I've seen it be shorter, I've seen it be longer. That's a good estimate just based on what I see. We file quite a few of them. Unfortunately, it's a great process, but the circumstances generally that got us to being able to file that, not so great, right? You're dealing with an abused spouse, which is never okay from either side. Is bringing baby to interview good evidence? I would say that's pretty good evidence that you have a bona fide marriage if you have a child with your petitioner. I'd say it's very good evidence. I don't know that it's necessary that you actually bring the baby there, but producing a birth certificate, absolutely, But I will tell you, what I'll say is, when you're talking about interviews, adjustment of status interviews in the United States between spouses, so they're starting to waive those interviews, which is great because they were dealing with this massive backlog, but we've seen our clients getting their interviews waived, which is awesome. It's speeding up the process, helping our clients get to there much quicker. All right. What's the success rate of removal of conditions with a divorce waiver? Those are so case by case. They will definitely do an investigation into it. Look at Dania again, sending us a panda. So nice. Favorite new follow right there. Appreciate it. But they do them a case-by-case analysis, obviously. They're going to look into the circumstances of your original marriage, your bona fides, and then the reason for a divorce. They're definitely going to, most likely call you in for an interview, most likely call your ex-spouse in for an interview, those kind of things. So I can't really give you an estimate on that. It's just so case-by-case when you're talking about that. Thank you for the follows, Janet. Thank you for the follows, Sammy. Appreciate that. All right. Butterfly, can I sponsor my mom if she has TPS but came here illegally? Also, hello from California. You can if your mom fixes her illegal entry through advanced parole. So if she used her TPS to travel and re-enter the United States legally, then you could help her. Okay, it's provided you're 21 and a U.S. citizen. All right. Dania, are you asking a question? Sorry, I missed it. I'll definitely answer your question. You've been super cool. I haven't seen it pinged here at all, though. Yeah, haven't seen it. So send it out there, and if I don't see it, Frankie here will draw it to my attention. I'll definitely answer your question. Just send it on in. How can I apply for U.S. citizenship? So that's just, the N400. I got that one. You saying here. I see that, but I don't see the question that you have. Anyways, for naturalization, you'd file the certificate at the N400. You have to qualify for it, obviously. You have to be a permanent resident of the United States first. You got to be there for a requisite amount of time. Could be 3 years, could be 5 years, depending on how you got residency. Obviously, they're going to look at your background, make sure you have essentially a clean criminal record. You don't have anything that disqualifies you from it, that you have residence in the United States, continuous physical presence. So there's a number of different things. Look into it, N400. We've helped many people with that. If you feel competent, you can obviously file that on your own. I will say it takes around 18 months to get there, though. All right. Hair by K, thank you for following. Appreciate it. My DACA expired in February 2019. Can I still renew? Denise. No, that's going to have... Got tongue-tied there. That's going to be expired for too long, right? So they would treat that as an initial DACA application. They're just not taking initial DACA applications at this time, unfortunately. So you wouldn't be able to do anything about it now. If they ever reopened DACA, obviously it would take it would take a difference in court opinion right now because it's under an injunction. But if they did, then you could reapply. But at this time, no, you wouldn't be able to renew it. It's just too far out. King Salvi, is it better to appeal a citizenship denial or to reapply? I would say it depends on the reason for the denial. It depends on the reason for the denial. So, but most likely probably to reapply. It's hard to win an appeal in immigration. It's hard for them to get them to admit they were wrong. It's tough. It's a tough one, pal. Melissa Helms, follow. Thank you. Andrew Anderson, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. User, can you sue USCIS if your spouse's permanent green card is taking too long? If that was true, I'd be a rich man. No. Unfortunately, everybody's just taking too long. They're just taking so much longer than they used to right now. You might know people that got their residency maybe in 4 months. But nowadays, things are just taking so much longer than they used to, okay? Had to move from F1 to green card, no family, no employment. What can I do? You have a lot of moving parts to your question there. If you want to set up a consultation, again, they're free. Feel free to do so. If you guys need to reach out, you can email us also at info@attlaw.com. info@attlaw.com. A really good way to get in touch with us, or me or even Frankie that we check, is through Instagram, okay? And I'm only saying that because our Instagram following is not so big. TikTok, it's a little bit bigger. I think it's just the nature of this app. Facebook, it's bigger like TikTok, big things like that. But in terms of reaching out to us, direct messages and stuff, Instagram is the way to go. If you follow us, it allows those direct messages to come through. So you can follow us there. Yeah, there you go. There's the handle on Instagram. If you guys are on it, you want to follow us and send us a message. Question, message of encouragement we like to hear. Anything else you want to do, we're there. We try to answer them all if we can. Although I would say if we missed your first DM or something, don't get upset or anything. We're not doing it on purpose. Just hit us up again. We'll get to you, okay? Thanks for the follow, Messi. Is that Leo Messi following us now? All right. Can I still become a citizen if I have a traffic misdemeanor? Yeah, most likely, yes. They're going to look into your criminal background. Most likely they take a look at the 5-year window. But if you're talking about a traffic thing and that's all you have, you're probably okay. Colina Bravo, I'm 21. Can I do immigration process for my mom? But she came illegal to the country. Yeah, so I spent a little time answering this before. But the answer would be most likely not, okay? So she has a petitioner, you're the petitioner, 21-year-old U.S. citizen, that's fine. But if your mom came into the country illegally and she doesn't meet any of the exceptions, the issue is she has a 10-year immigration bar, okay? Now, to erase the 10-year immigration bar, she either has to spend 10 years outside the country or she has to have a qualifying relative to file a waiver, a pardon for her, usually known as a 601A, unlawful presence waiver. That can only be filed to a qualifying relative, and unfortunately, U.S. citizen children are not qualifying relatives. Qualifying relatives are spouses with status, so if your mom was married to a resident or a citizen, or one of her parents having status, so your grandparents. So that's it. She either has one of those or she doesn't have the ability to file that waiver that she's going to need. So that gets a lot of people. I know there's misinformation out there. We put some videos out. I try to combat the misinformation that people have. It's either A, people don't know what they're talking about and they're just giving bad advice, or B, something more nefarious they just want to try to hook you into. I'll just tell you right now, that's the issue with a lot of cases I see. When people come here, that's why we do free consults, because I'll just, we'll meet with them in the consultation and I'll just tell them what I just told you. I always say, hey, don't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you what the law is. I'm not saying it's right, I'm just saying what the law is. We work within the law so that we can help as many people as we can. Rojas, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We're getting close to our 20,000 like goal. If you guys that are joining us here haven't given us a like, we'd appreciate it. Give us one like. Give us 2 likes. Give us several likes. If you've liked us before, like us again. Thank you. There's another follow. Appreciate it. Was that Ace Heating and Air? Awesome. Thank you. Carlos Larios, thank you for the follow. There we go. Some likes. Getting it up there. We're going to get close right there. Thanks for the DM on Instagram. We will check that when we get off of here. Give us a follow. Give us that. Contact us for a consultation. You can go to attlaw.com or you can call the number 833-733-7878. 833-733-7878. Give us a call. There we go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We are pretty much just about to cross 20, and right there we go. 20K. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. All right, still coming in questions. We'll get to some more of these. All right. Keep it rolling. All right. You guys too. Good crowd we got here today. Lively bunch. Appreciate it. The Instagram, I know we've pinged it out a couple of times. Hey, look, a couple of things. Instagram is the same. Is it the same?
It's the same thing.
We're named the same thing on Instagram as we are here. Same thing. And if you go to our bio there on TikTok, give us a follow. But if you go there, I think there's a little button you can just push and it'll take you right to it anyways. Which is pretty cool about TikTok. I'm actually kind of surprised they let you cross-promote like that, but that's pretty cool. Advanced parole, is it safe? Yeah, it's safe. So long as you... advanced parole is safe. And it's safe so long as you... you have a reason, right? So you've got to actually have a reason to travel. And then once you do have a reason to travel, go for what you're saying, okay? So those 2 things. Keep it going. All right. Nuria, can't wait for your appointment this Friday. That's awesome. So I'm not sure you've got an appointment with us. Can't wait to talk to you. So if it's in coming to one of our offices, can't wait to see you guys. That's good, man. Dania brings a good positive energy. We need more energy like Dania. Got a good heart there, Dania. We can use all that stuff for sure. Coming from Arkansas, that's awesome. We'll be happy to see you. I got ties to Arkansas. My folks are from there. One of our senior attorneys from Arkansas also. I went to law school in Arkansas. Love the state, so we'll be happy to see you then. So safe drive down, okay? Safe travels. We'll see you then. Luis Rojas, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Why is the waiver 601A taking so long? Will this change? Man, if you have the answer to that, I would love to hear it. I don't know. They take forever. I think it's because it's not necessarily just a straight fact-based, like yes or no type of an approval. It's more subjective based. And what I mean by that is they're determining what's called a hardship, and someone's just looking at whatever evidence you submit, and they're determining whether a hardship exists. So it's not just, yes, you're married, or no, you're not married. This is, okay, yes, you're married, but do you have a hardship? And what does that mean? I don't know. It's going to mean something different to this immigration officer than that one, depending on who has your case. And I'm guessing the nature of those things, it just takes longer, but they are taking 24 plus months. All right. All right. Repurpose. Friend was brought here illegally at 1 by his parents, 21 now. Any path to residency other than marriage? Now that's a tough situation. They do still penalize you even if you were brought here as an infant and you didn't have a visa. So you're still considered having an illegal entry. And when he hit your friend, whenever they turned 18, they started accruing what's called unlawful presence. So they are going to need someone with status, a close family member, to petition for them if they're going to go through family-based means. And so, yeah, that would be something like a marriage to a resident or a citizen or something like that, unfortunately. You know, and hopefully for your friend, they will reopen DACA at some point and at least give him that, you know, him or her. Hey to you too, Teletubby. I haven't heard Teletubby in a while. You got it, no worries. If we have to move states, will that affect the application? No, it won't affect it. So, you know, immigration is obviously a federal thing. You need to probably update your address so that you're getting notices and things like that. Update your address with I'm assuming you're talking about a USCIS application, residency or something. You need to do that. Thanks for the lightning bolts. Bam. But you need to update your address, but it shouldn't affect anything. It shouldn't even increase your weight or anything like that. There's a question on here whether I see an amnesty coming. No, honestly, I wish. You know, I'm not going to sit out here and start dancing on TikTok or any of these other things saying, look, reform is coming, immigration reform is coming, come see us. No. You know, that's putting far too much faith in the hands of politicians, which I don't do. You know, amnesty, what is that? You know, the last real amnesty was in the 80s. That's where they, you know, they'll make this broad bill where they say, hey, everybody that entered before a certain date and maybe doesn't have a criminal conviction or something, they can now apply to be residents without a petitioner. Just do it on their own. They did that in the 80s. It was great for a lot of people. They haven't done it since. So what is that? 40 years now, 40 years now since the last amnesty. So not optimistic that it's going to happen. I don't listen to what politicians tell me. I just look at what they do. That goes for both sides. You can blame one side or the other. It just goes both ways. They're two sides of the same coin, honestly. Let's not get into politics here. Thanks for the follows. Appreciate it. Can you explain how advanced parole works, please? Yeah, just briefly. So look, advanced parole, that's basically travel permission for people that have some kind of quasi status. And when I say quasi status, I mean you'd have to be like someone that has DACA, you know, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, the DREAM Act. You'd have to have that, or you'd have to have something like Temporary Protected Status, TPS. So if you have that, and you have that quasi status in the United States, with those two in particular, you can apply for this advanced parole. You have to have a reason why you're traveling. You can't just say I'm going on vacation, you know, going for, you know, study, work, seeing relatives, there's family concerns, things like that. You got to provide some kind of evidence, and then if approved, you can travel for those purposes to where you're saying you're going to travel, okay? Hope that explained it to you. All right, we are keeping it going. If you guys are on here, have not followed us, please do so. I'll keep putting it out there. Sometimes I feel like one of those old school carnival barkers. You're just going down, I'm like, hey, follow us. When people are just walking by you, you know, hey, step up, try your hand at this game. But you gotta call it out, I think. Gotta call it out. Just remind people to, you know, step up, give us a follow. There's Leslie. Thank you so much, Leslie. Zalish, thank you for following. Appreciate it. All right, so we'll keep going. Can I still adjust even if they denied my work permit through AOS? So what do they deny the work permit for? You know, it's not necessary that you actually have a work permit approved to get your adjustment of status, but I'd want to know, you know, what's the reason that you got the work permit? That could be a kind of an omen as to what's going to happen to your actual adjustment application. But they are separate applications, so it is possible that you could still move forward and get that approved, but you'd want to make sure that you're responding to any requests for evidence or anything like that immigration sends your way. Obviously, don't let those things expire. Okay? Thanks for the follows. Work permit for Canadian citizens. I'm not sure what the question is there. You would have to have some application for it. You can't just do it as a Canadian citizen only. Okay. Parents have been here for 25 years. What do you recommend for them? There might not be anything they can do. I mean, obviously, go seek out a consultation. Seek 2 or 3 different opinions if you're not understanding or you're not getting the explanation that you need. But there's a lot of people that come here that we see. They've been here for a long time, and there's not anything that we or anybody can do given the current laws. So it really just depends. They probably have to have a close family member with status that can petition for them. All right. Man, it's hot in here, Frankie.
Yeah.
It's always hot in your office.
Yeah.
Why is it so hot in here?
Sometimes I feel like it's me. Like I start like radiating.
No. I don't think so. I feel like it's just hot in here. It's like this fish bowl. So we have for you guys that can't see over here, there's like a glass wall. Pretty cool. He's got a glass wall here on this side, and over here he's got actual windows. We're on the 37th floor, right? So over on this side you can see the skyline of Dallas, which is really cool. But man, it just heats up. It's like just heats up like a greenhouse in here, I think, right?
Yeah.
This is like this gets like a greenhouse. It gets super hot. And now that it's starting to move into spring here in Texas, it's not as cool as it used to be. I mean, it's still nice outside, but dang, it gets hot in here. Stuffy in this suit too. Which I like. I'm comfortable wearing suits. I wear them every day, but man, hot in here. I feel like we need to figure out get a fan or something more quiet though. It'd have to be quiet for that, but dang. All right. All right, can an expired DACA be renewed? A little over a year of expiration. You're going to be pushing it. If it's over a year of expiration, you might not be able to do that. Okay, it's about up to a year. If you're pushing past that, they might consider that as a new DACA application, and they're not taking those right now. Do we have any info on the diversity visa? There's not really info I can. There is a lot of info on the diversity visa. I'm not sure what you'd be referring to there. I can't really tell you anything more than what you're seeing online about it. So, anyways, mostly I'll tell you. But with us nowadays, I'm a little behind on those, but. Mostly nowadays we're handling family-based immigration applications, so we have a large number of obviously immigration court cases, people facing deportation from the United States. If you guys don't know my background very well, I tell it a lot, but here it is. I was a trial attorney for a lot of years for some big Fortune 500 companies before I even got involved in immigration. So I did that for years, mostly in South Florida. I was in Miami, I was in Fort Lauderdale. I'm from Texas, but I was working down there. I got hired from one of these big law firms down there, these international firms. So I worked down there for a long time. Obviously, I switched it up. Now I'm in immigration, which is a completely different world. But what isn't different is court, which I know, and one of the keys to our success here. So we've been highly successful in immigration court. We've also done a lot of residency stuff. So there we go. Okay, cool. Colina Bravo, can we talk about the waived interviews? Yeah, we did a little video on that. I don't know how long ago, but you can find it there on TikTok, probably on Instagram too, I'm guessing. But it's there. But they've started doing that, nationwide. They just kind of started waiving those residency interviews for marriage-based green cards, those adjustment of status interviews, which is great because they were so far behind on them. Okay, they were just so far behind on them, and they started waiving them, which is really great for our clients. So Gladys, thank you for following us. Appreciate it. No, there's someone saying, don't see my question. I legit don't see your question, okay? I don't know why some of it works. I know some of you are out there want to yell at me for not seeing a question. I'm not skipping questions. They're not coming up. They don't all come up. The only thing I'll see is, hey, why are you skipping my question? Why are you not answering? I'm trying to answer them. How long does this I-601 waiver take? You can look at processing times on USCIS's website, but I would say a minimum of 24 months. All right, so it's not a short process. It takes some time. Let's get it to 30K. So let's get some likes in there. Let's get it up over 30K, and let's see some more follows. That's always good to see. Roxana Fuentes, am I single? I'm not single. Unfortunately, I have a wife and children who I love very much. I post many pictures of them on there, but a little peek into my world. Care about families here. I care about families. I do. I care about families a lot. That's why I'm in this. That's why I'm in this field. Thanks for the follows, guys. Appreciate it. We do not have an office in California. I see a question. Is that? There we go. Up over 30K. Appreciate it. All right. What's going on? What's going to happen to DACA? Your kind of guess is as good as mine. I quit trying to guess. I mean, it's just like a ping pong ball, getting injunctions put in, not put in. Right now, they're just taking renewals of DACA. They're not taking new ones. And where are we located? We are located in the great state of Texas. So we are here. We got several offices in Texas. You can find out. I mean, yes. 2. We handle cases all over the United States. We don't have an office in Arizona. We do not. But, if you guys need our help, reach out to us. You can find us at ATTlaw.com. Send us a message there. Reach out to us through Instagram. We look at our direct messages. You got to follow us for us to see the direct message. I think some people will send direct messages and they get mad that we don't respond. We don't see a lot of them because they go into this other basket. The nature of the beast, they got to have filters on them. So you got to follow us on there. Send us a direct message. We'll be happy to look at them. Anyways. But what are we at? 3:42. I've been here a while. I'm going to need a breather, a break here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks, guys. Good to see everyone. I was live yesterday, live today. I'm trying to do it more often. I'm getting in front of you guys. Throw us a follow. When we go live, you'll get notified of it. We do it at different times, typically in the afternoon, but we do it some other times. I do appreciate everybody's engagement here. There's a lot of great questions, a lot of great information. I like when other people are jumping in and helping your fellows on here answer some of the questions that people have if I can't get to it. It's great to see the community there. But thanks, everybody. Thanks for following. Appreciate it. Always works. Thanks for that follow. I appreciate it. Hope we don't let you down. Give us a call. God bless everybody. Hope you guys are feeling well. Have a great one.